Good, beautiful day, beautiful people. Did I say beautiful people? It's supposed to be beautiful people. The name is Mohau. Welcome to Banter with Mohau. This is a platform that I've created where I'm gonna come, share, express my banter regarding any current affairs, anything that I feel that I think I want to lend my 2 cents in it. So thank you so much for you who have joined me. First, I would like to give so much thanks to those who've watched the previous video that I did at Tabo Besta. After 3 months, we've managed to have over 400 to 500 views in almost 24 hours. To someone who is used to the Bo McGee's views that would 250,000, they would not understand why Mohau are you celebrating only 500. It's because the vision is slowly gaining shape. I'm happy with that. From having only 10 views to 400 to 500 views. For me, it's new people, new eyes that have not met me, that have gotten to visit, and I just want to say thank you and thank you and thank you. So today I just want to talk about 2 issues. I like to say I want to talk about 2 issues, and I would make a video talking just about one thing. I just want to talk about Rutendo. I forgot his surname, but he's a gentleman that has been doing propaganda videos rebutting Gold Mafia. He's currently based in South Africa. He's a Zimbabwean gentleman who's been frequenting on Penuel show, and then who is so much eloquent, and a gentleman that I've so much fell in love with because of his vast knowledge of history and the skill on how he could relay information. So impressive. But after I actually had an opportunity of meeting him. At one point he came at my workspace, and I met him, and I took the opportunity to go to him and let him know that I appreciate what he does. Then dropped Gold Mafia. Then he started rebutting this thing. He says, no, what we see in Gold Mafia, it's lies. What we need to know is that right now in Zimbabwe there is a gold boom, and the country is actually developing by taking this gold and developing different aspects of the country. But after listening to that interview he did with Penuel, I was lucky enough to be sat down by a friend of mine who is born from Zimbabwe but currently working in South Africa, and says everything that Rutendo is saying regarding the Gold Mafia, it's nothing but a sad propaganda, because the health system in Zimbabwe has collapsed. The education system in Zimbabwe has collapsed. Teachers are being paid close to $100 or $200, and people like medical doctors are even threatened not to leave the country with their skill, and then they are coming with regulations just like they are right now in Nigeria, where they would come up with regulations to criminalize when you are a doctor and saying, I cannot go and study for 7 to 8 years, have a training of 3 years, which is close to a decade or 11 years, and come to be paid peanuts. And now the country is finding a way to hold hostage those people that are skilled. So now here we have an African brother who has a huge platform in South Africa, who can help, you understand, destroy the walls of ZANU-PF. He has denied that he is a front man for ZANU-PF in South Africa selling their propaganda. Yet each and every video he makes relating the Gold Mafia, he is doing the exact same thing. He is selling the ZANU-PF propaganda. He is rebutting the Gold Mafia by saying that everything that is taking place there is a lie. Right now, just read in his page there that says that he says the cameras that shot those people who were busy confessing there, your Hubert Angel, that pastor, that white guy, that racist white guy that says you must not make deals with black people. He claims, Rutendo, that those were not hidden cameras. They were literally cameramen who were manning those cameras as those discussions were taking place. So I'm thinking to myself, if those people were there, how could one incriminate himself in this way? In the episode 4 of Gold Mafia, we had Hubert Angel literally insulting the president of Zimbabwe by saying that the wife of the president is the one who holds the power in the country. How would you say that to someone who is your principal when there are cameras there? That was a conversation that was had under the auspicion that it was held in private, not knowing that he was recorded. Do you understand? Now, as South Africans, we need to come and sit down and say, even in South Africa, we had people, key figures that were exposed. The king of the Zulu nation that was exposed to receive an uncut diamond. I'm yet to hear a statement coming from the royal house, whether agreeing or rebutting that statement. We are being cursed by having leaders for all of a sudden who are thinking with their stomach when it comes to positions of leadership. Why is it that? It's in politics, it's in business. You'd find that you're working for a company that is owned by a black person, and this black person is paying you slave salaries. And when you come to think about, this is a black person, I don't even have to explain myself to this person. They need to understand that as I am the person who's working, likely there is a likely situation scenario that there is 4 to 5 people that I am feeding, that are my family or extended family. So that is exactly what we're seeing with black leadership. The black excellence has sunk down. We have greed that has surfaced up in the form of new politicians. Give me a political party in South Africa that you think is standing firmly for black interest, and tell me what have they done with the issue of land, and tell me what have they done right now with the issue of changing the Reserve Bank constitution to make sure that it is much more representative of what is happening. Which political party right now has come up with an idea of starting a black bank that will ensure that all the people that are not credit worthy are being given a second chance to be rehabilitated and given a chance to get mortgages and houses and finance for cars? Nobody's talking about that. All they want to talk about is their second term, third term, fourth term in the cabinet. Look what is currently happening right now in different metros around Gauteng. In Tshwane, they literally are joking and playing with people's lives. The story that happened last week that you were not aware, where pylons just fell. And when you go and look at those pylons that fell, you realize that these pylons, there is a sabotage that had happened there. A new mayor from DA has been installed, and some people were not happy, and now pylons that are carrying the cables that move power from one place to the other have found to have fell and plunged the entire city into darkness. Is this the type of leadership we're talking about in terms of 2024? We are hearing right now that the DA is wanting to create a coalition of small parties that they're going to dethrone ANC. But what is the track record of coalition right now in different municipalities? I know the topic started with Rutendo and it landed up us here. What I am saying to Rutendo through this platform of mine is that I don't think you are saving your ancestors right. They have given you the talent and the gift to be able to be articulate, to have the memory to be able to remember dates and time so that you can give us context in certain stories. Yet you have taken money from the ZANU-PF to come and push their propaganda here in South Africa by making us deny what we saw. Do you know the sad thing about this propagandist is that they want to rebut what we saw and heard. We saw all those Zimbabwean politicians, Zimbabwean officials that are placed in places like the airways and the airport that are working daily to receive bribes. To understand, so that they can be able to allow criminal offenses to take place in their workspace. And then later they say, no, they were joking, no, they were... You can't even come and say that. But one thing that I know is that karma is someone that never loses your address. If you are taking the gift that your ancestors has bestowed you to take money and come speak lies, Thousands and millions of Zimbabweans are in South Africa because the standard of living in Zimbabwe, it has went down. It has deteriorated to an extent where you cannot even get things to survive in shops. Why is Rutendo so hell-bent in telling this story while he's living a lavish life in South Africa? What type of a job is he doing that he's getting so much money? He's telling us that we could search his bank account. Already the Gold Mafia has showed us that there is money laundering happening. He knows on how to find survival with money laundering, of course. This is alleged facts that I don't have proof for, but one thing that I know, it's that that gentleman has started to sound like a propaganda artist the moment this Gold Mafia situation happened. And we warned Penuel. We said, Penuel, it's good that we can talk the history of the world with this gentleman, but let us not talk the history of Zimbabwe with this gentleman. Zimbabwe, it's not where it is because of sanction. Zimbabwe, it is where it is because of greedy leaders that are taking the minerals and turning them into their personal purse. From the president to the president's wife to each and every minister that has been deployed in government. So that's what and who we are talking about. Do you understand? I'm willing to have a frank conversation with you when you are going to tell me, Huri, now, everything that we saw there is the truth. Not this rubbish that you're putting and pulling around. I was so happy. I even took a photo with this gentleman. You know, I even took a photo because I believed that it was somebody who was actually one of a few guys that could literally help us, you know, to be able to cleanse our mind. Even today, I had so much belief in Penuel. You should check the new upcoming episode with Penuel. He's talking to Xoli Mfeka, someone who is a lady who sells her body on OnlyFans. I'm thinking, how? When did Penuel jump into this line of interviews? Because I thought, hooray, in Penuel, we are going to be getting intellectualism. What type of intellectualism are we going to get from a porn star, someone who sells their body? You say I'm judging. Definitely I am judging. So, Penuel Asemzini, I respect you, but I'm thinking that probably the route that you are currently taking right now, it is not leading where we all started. A wise man always changes his mind. But if this is how you change your mind, from having intellectual conversation to having porn stars, what type of wisdom do you want us to throw from Xoli Mfeka? Really, what? Are you gunning for numbers that much that you are so desperate to have Xoli Mfeka on your channel? We have daughters. You have kids yourself. Are you trying to have a porn star to try to find